Welcome everybody to the 9th weekly update for PegNet. I'm joined here with David Johnston. David, you want to say hi?
Hey, everybody.
So we've had a really big week in terms of advancements and just general progress to getting PegNet to that next stage. So it's one foot in front of the other, and sometimes those steps forward are bigger than other days. And this week was a big one for PegNet, I think.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I was most excited about was the so the graphical user interface is now available for PegNet. So without command line knowledge, you can now go to the Factomatic website, and I think we'll share the link as part of this video. And if you've got the Chrome extension installed and you generate a Factom address, then you can super easily just put in the amount of factoids you want to convert into pegged factoids to put value into the system. Or if you've already got value in the system, then you can just send any pegged asset to a different address. Or if you want to convert, let's say pegged gold to pegged ether, you can do those conversions. So it lets you do transactions, sending to somebody else, conversions within your own wallet, and get your capital into the PegNet through factoids to pegged factoids. So kind of all the basic things that you'd want to do as a user, now you don't necessarily have to have a full node and know how to use command line in order to access that. So big thanks to the Factomatic team who built this out and just released it. I would say it's alpha, so definitely test it with small amounts, and it's a super simple interface. Katie, maybe you can pull it up so we can kind of see what it looks like. But even with that said, it's a nice step up from the.
Here we go. Can you see my screen okay?
These.
Hold on, David. I think we got a little spotty bandwidth going on there, connection. You want to say that again? Or choppy?
Sure, no worries. So now that we've got the graphic up, I mean, effectively, this is a nice, simple interface that shows you how to do the transfers, the conversions, and the burns from factoids to peg factoids. And so sort of those basic functions that anybody would want to use on the PegNet are now available at factomatic.io/wallet. I was just going to say that this is still super alpha, so test it with small amounts. There's a lot of testing going on, and basically want to encourage people that are excited about testing it out to go ahead and jump in. I expect it'll get to sort of a beta level in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I think so also. And for those who are watching this, it's really so easy. In fact, David, you just walked me through setting up my own wallet and getting going there. I haven't gotten to get into that myself yet, and it took 60 seconds, maybe
45, 50 seconds to
so,
extension and make an address. No, it's pretty dead simple, and I'm glad that they've released that because that just lowers the barrier. One common question I'm seeing on Discord is, does it work for other browsers? So from what I know so far, it works on Chrome. People have tested it and it does work right out of the box for Brave. And I think they're planning a version of the extension for Firefox, but that's not released yet. So if you've got either Chrome or Brave, you can go ahead and try it out right now.
very cool. Yeah, so it's important. I'll post a link into the YouTube description, so anybody who's watching this, there'll be simple instructions step by step. But even if you just go to that website, factomatic.io/wallet, as soon as you join that site is a black or gray overlay with, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's what you need to do. So download the Chrome extension hyperlink. Takes 2 seconds, and boom. Create a wallet, and there you go. Now, David, with the wallet address, from what I understand, you can now all pegged assets in the network are you're able to transact and convert with this GUI wallet. Is that correct?
Exactly.
It's not just the pegged token or pegged factoids.
Yep.
It's all
it should be all 30 pegged assets in the network, including peg itself. So if you got any of those assets, this could be a wallet if you wanted to take some of your pegged off assets you bought off an exchange and hold them personally. This could be a good entry-level wallet. If you have larger amounts, you probably want to look into cold storage. But for smaller amounts, this is probably a good wallet to sort of familiarize yourself with how PegNet works. So it's good to, we sort of always, repeat this mantra, not your keys, not your coins, right? So it's good to keep it in a wallet versus on an exchange, just as a standard for cybersecurity. So encourage everybody to open their first wallet and get.
Uh-oh. I think we lost you there at the end. Are you with us?
I'm here.
Okay, cool. So for someone like me, I haven't been mining, sad to say, but I have invested into it on the exchanges. So I could take my peg tokens from the exchanges and then get into the pegged assets. So if I ever want to tether up, as they say, into a stable coin, if I think the market's going bear or something like that, now I can do that 10 times easier, right?
Got it.
Cool. So I will be testing that one out. That's for sure. But right now I'm riding the wave. So what else do we have this week? qTrade is a new exchange listing. If you're following us on Twitter, Discord, Telegram, there's been some announcements, I think just happened yesterday. qTrade announced that they've listed peg to Bitcoin pair. And interesting to note about qTrade, for anyone watching this that is in the United States or a US citizen, they are a US based exchange. So they've gone through super stringent compliance and regulation hurdles to be established here. There's a smaller exchange. I haven't tested them out yet, but excited to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to add more in North America. A lot of exchanges in Asia and Europe, but it's good to see another one popping up here in the States.
I'm all for supporting any more exchanges here that can make my life a little easier.
Yep.
What else do we have? On that note, too, I think it's important for anyone watching this. We always want to encourage safe crypto practices, too. We want everyone to have a positive experience with their cryptocurrency trading and investing and hodling. And so this is an open source project, so I want to keep that top of mind. So any exchange can essentially add and list peg or any of the pegged assets onto their exchange. But please always do your own research. Look at things like their support, if their support network is up, how long has that exchange been established, what does their activity look like? Reach out to the folks in the PegNet community on Discord. Everyone is super friendly there. And so they'll let you know if any of the core devs have had conversation with the exchange, and give us some insight there if helpful, if you're ever in doubt.
Yep, absolutely. No, that's a good point, because there's a lot of phishing and scams out there. And so definitely don't put your funds on an exchange you haven't checked out and verified first.
Yeah. Also trying to help make sure there's a lot of news that just keeps coming and coming with PegNet, which is fantastic. And in true decentralized fashion, PegNet is everywhere, literally all over the internet, all over different platforms and chats and channels and countries and time zones. So we're doing our best to make sure that there's aggregate areas where you can get concise, need to know information. Just set up the Telegram announcements channel. So anything that comes across there has gone through many different levels of conversation with those that have been in the community and have proven trustworthy so far, and working on building the project out. So that's, I think it's PegNet announcements if you're on Telegram, and that's your preferred source. Discord is also certainly the most active around the clock, and there's the announcement channel there too.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, one thing I want to highlight that I loved this week was we'd had new proposals for how to improve PegNet really come out of the woodwork. There's ideas around shorting. There's ideas around, adding all kinds of functionality to PegNet, even just basic ways of improving the APIs or improving the implementations. So if you've seen the list of addresses for developers, it's grown a lot. And we can include that link by workable projects to improve the network. So hopefully that sparks more developer interest.
Say that last part for us, one that cut off for you.
Sure. I was just saying a lot of developers actively working on the PegNet ecosystem. And if you've got an idea, by all means, reach out on Discord. There's a lot of people earning Peg by developing cool stuff on top of PegNet right now. New websites have come out, new infrastructure, new APIs, all kinds of cool stuff. So the more the merrier. Jump right in.
Very interesting. And just for my own curiosity, since announcing the, I think you called it PegNet tithings, you put a Medium post out. Basically, you're donating tokens for those developers that want to get involved and help build out the network. Have you seen traction from that? Is that a result of that, or where's this coming from? Do you know?
So yeah, I mean, a lot of that is coming out of the crypto tithing article. And so far, I've made donations to 16 developers in the ecosystem. So the list has been growing pretty quickly, but people have a lot of great ideas and I want to support as many of them as I can. So thanks for everybody that's jumped in, and more developers that have ideas or feel like they can help with the front end or some of the user interface improvements that are needed for all these wallets. That is very welcome. So jump on in.
Very cool. Exciting. Thank you, David, from everyone involved in PegNet. Very cool. I wish I could.
It's not just me. There's a lot of developers, a lot of miners and others that have pitched in and are offering to donate as well. So that's really cool to see.
Yeah, actually, I did see a comment from somebody on Twitter, I believe it was, asking about Prosper Pool and it being open source, and curious about forking that or growing and expanding off of that development there. And I'd mentioned to them something about just throwing it out there, if you're interested to donate or put up a portion of that, if you do move forward with it towards development or charity or whatever the case might be, and see what the community builds. That's the beauty of open source, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a bunch of people who have forked the code and are actively using Prosper Pool all around the world. So I think it's 40 or 50% of the hash power is using the Prosper software code. So that's wonderful to see. And yeah, definitely encourage them to contribute back any improvements that they make to the open source. I'll be donating to some more developers to get new and improved functions for Prosper Pool. So hopefully we'll see that sometime towards the end of January as a bunch of updates. But yeah, in the meantime, there's tons of stuff people can just add themselves and offer it back to the main repository.
Excellent. Very cool. And if you guys are following along on primarily Twitter or the other social channels, you've probably heard that there's a 12 days of PegNet that's been running. We're on day 6 now, and the activity has been insane. There's 1,500 followers right now, and they're getting hundreds of retweets every time and just helping the word get out about DeFi stablecoins. But that's going on, and there's the idea of 12 days of PegNet, of course, is to get the word out. We want people to know about PegNet. But there's a lot of good updates. Like yesterday, it was about the GUI wallet. And so there's more to come. And so stay tuned if you're not already following, and check that out.
Awesome. Sounds good. No, it's been a solid week, and I guess it's good to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever variation you prefer. You know, we're pretty excited, and I know everybody's kind of running around, headed out for the holidays, but glad that people are still contributing and getting involved and telling people about it.
Absolutely. With that, happy holidays to everyone, no matter where you are around the world, and all our best. And we'll be back next week with another update.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, Mitchell. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Take care.